Welcome to Shootin' It Straight with Stan. I'm your host, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. I know you're saying, Stan, that's the wildest top you've ever worn. I'm going to get ready to throw you. You can't even see this. Watch. Camouflage. Camouflage. The guy behind the camera, my man Zeke, is like, wow, that's an aggressive look. It is, but you know, I'm a tad bit contrarian, as you know. Today's topic is consider giving money away before you die. I've done a lot of videos on how to lovingly handcuff your beneficiaries and, you know, create immediate annuity payments upon your death. Or, you know, I have some grandfathers that will, and I'm a grandfather, that will do a joint life immediate annuity payout with their grandkids so that they get a lifetime income stream. I call that the legacy income monster. There's things that you can do to give money away, but I would ask you to consider it. Now, I grew up in the Carolinas, North Carolina, and very rural North Carolina. My whole family kind of worked in the textile mills area before they were all shipped overseas. But, you know, lived in mill towns, if you remember that, in the Carolinas. So, you know, there wasn't a lot of money to be given away. But for those of you that are watching this video that are kind of like me, that made it, that have worked hard for decades and scrimped and saved and put money away, and then we have children and grandchildren, the question is, what do you want to do with the money? Because I always tell people, I don't care how much money you have, you typically don't change your lifestyle. And I know my wife and I, my wife of 37 years, she grew up in rural Nebraska, and you know, just the same thing, working class family. And now we find ourselves, fortunately, after accumulate over decades, we can give money to our kids and grandkids instead of them waiting for us to die. Where I'm from in North Carolina, where I was going with that is, it's just typical in the South that you wait for the grandparents to pass away or the parents to pass away, and then the will's read, and then you get what you get. But normally it's later in life, right? I mean, your parents might live a long, long time. My mom, who right now at the time of this taping is 86 years old in St. Augustine, Florida, and literally walks 6 miles a day. She's in better shape than all of us. I mean, she really is. She just went on a vacation with my sister to Cuba. Who goes to Cuba? But you know, she's vibrant. But not that I need the money, and I don't. All of the money that she's accumulated, and my father passed 6 years ago, all of that money will be then distributed to myself and my sister. Well, I don't need it. I needed it about 25 years ago. That would have been nice to have a little help at that point in time. When my wife and I were first starting out, or when we had small kids. I personally have started doing this. I personally have looked at our lifestyle, what we spend, what we have, and I told my wife the other day, I said, I've run the math, I showed it to her, I said, there's no way we're going to spend all this, so let's start giving it to our kids, because our daughters are in their 20s, and that's that time where you're building a family, and you're trying to buy a house and all that stuff, and we've made the decision that we're going to start helping them as best we can instead of them waiting for me to die. Now, do I have things set up for when they die? Yes. I have huge life insurance policy. I have all these things. I have income streams set up for my daughters. But I don't want them scrimping and saving and struggling and going without now. And you're probably out there going, but that's what made you, Stan. That's what made you. That's the character there. That's what built your character. Maybe. But if I didn't have to go through that, it would have been nicer. And it's really hard as a father, especially with daughters, people that know this, it's hard not to just take care of them, man. It's hard not to step in and make sure their life is good. That's kind of what I feel like I'm put on this planet to do, in addition to telling the truth about annuities and being the voice out here for this, is to be a good husband, is to be a good father, is to be a good grandfather. And, I'm working with my estate planning lawyer now, which I would encourage you to do as well. Don't make any of these decisions on your own, or if Johnny Appleseed agent's trying to advise you, don't do that. But start thinking about giving some of the money away, whether it's the gifting rule, whatever the gifting rule is at the time of this taping. I'm not going to give it now because it'll change. You can gift money away to you and your wife both, if you're still married, to anybody. But certainly for family, if you don't want to give them the lump sum that you have, you might want to gift things on an annual basis and fund things for them. I know this is not kind of an anti-annuity, not an anti-annuity, but not a just pro-annuity thing. But I'm talking about life. I'm talking about where we all are. And for people that are like me in their 60s, you're thinking about this. What do you do? Should you do what your dad and mom did and just make you wait until they pass? Maybe that feels right to you. I'm not putting you down if that's what you want to do. But what I want you to do is think about the possibility of setting a precedent within your family that you're helping now. You're helping now when they need it. I talked to my son-in-law is a great kid. He's an ex-NHL player. I'm very proud of him. And my daughter married a good man. And he was very reticent about me helping, with helping with things. And I remember sitting down with him and I said, listen, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to do the same thing for your kids. The promise is, if you can at that point in time, if you've accumulated at that point in time that you can help them out when they're first starting out, I want you to continue that, and I want to establish that as part of our legacy as our family, is we don't wait until death to give everything away or for them to get it. We help them as they're going along. Yes, you can set that up as well, and I have. But I'm hoping that this video will spur some thinking and some discussion between you and your spouse that maybe you should do that, or maybe you should do more of that, and then frame it with the people that are receiving those gifts, that this is part of our new family structure and our new family legacy and our new family strategy, is to take care of family when they need it. When they need it. Not when they've already accumulated and then you've died and they're in their 50s or 60s. Just food for thought. And it's a Shooting It Straight with Stan topic that doesn't have me rant. It has me reflecting on just the blessings. I have earned it. I started with nothing. And I just don't want my kids to go through what I went through struggling to get here. And there's arguments for and against that, but that's where I'm at. So that is Shooting It Straight with Stan. My name is Stan, the Annuity Man. Hope you think about that. Shoot me an email or give me a call and tell the office you want to talk to me about that. I'd be more than happy to do that. My email is stan@theannuityman.com. And I'll see you next time.